Hello, thank you for stopping by Healing Conversations with Z. I'm Zuri BB, and this is part two to the part one video of money. So I'm going to continue on because those first notes were from the 11th of May, and this next set of notes is from the 17th, which was yesterday. And then I may make another video about something that happened today, but I may pull cards about that. But let me keep going. So apparently on the 16th was the day that Sophia's made that video about money, about wealth and being spiritual. That's what it is. Being wealthy and spiritual. Okay, here we go. Yesterday, I watched Sophia's video about being wealthy and spiritual. She spoke about lack mentality of not feeling good enough, not knowing how to generate wealth. Her videos made me remember when my father would pull out the change in his pockets and hold it in both of his hands. He would tell me I could have all that I could count. I mean, he had large hands and he had money. I didn't see many pennies. It was all silver. As a child, I remember that. I clearly remember that. And he would hold it in both of his hands. He would tell me I could have all that I could count. The first time that I remember this, I was probably around 5 or 6, so I didn't have the concept of money, so I grabbed all the pennies because I could count them one by one. He did this more times, and I probably grabbed, I guess as I got a little older, I would grab nickels and I would grab dimes or things like that. But the last time, let me see, I'll go to that. He did this many times, but I remember the last time he did this before he died or passed away into his next journey. He pulled out all his pocket change as usual and held it in both hands. I was 8 or 9, and if he died, well, I was 8 or 9. Again, he told me I could have all I could count. At this time, I knew 2 quarters was 50 cents. I kept looking at all that change that was left, though. I kept looking at it. I grabbed the 2 quarters and I knew that was 50 cents. And I kept looking at it. I kept trying to remember how to get more of that change. For some reason, I didn't know, or I wasn't developed enough to understand that the 4 quarters would equal $1. I didn't understand that. So I ended up with just the 50 cents. Had he lived, I would have fully learned the lessons he was teaching me. I just wasn't ready then. If you can't count it, see it, think it, then you can't have it. I know this now. But after he died, my mother, who came from lack mentality, because apparently my father was not from lack mentality. I was from a lopsided household because we had things, it just we didn't have wasteful things. I thought we were rich. My father just knew how to handle the finances in a way that he could have what he wanted and he didn't spend all his money. But let me get back to this. I know this now, but after he died, my mother, who came from lack mentality, always spoke of not having enough things. Having enough. Things cost too much. You don't deserve things. Negative, low vibrational energy. So I internalized that frequency, that energy. I'm ready to transmute this. So it's time for the 3 A's, which I discussed in the other video. I'm not going to repeat those things. And so I'm ready to transmute it using the 3 A's and more inner work. I am deserving of nice and pretty things, even expensive things. It is my birthright. I'm writing this because I'm understanding how money, well, let me even say this, because apparently somewhere in my lifetime, I know that money is a tool. I know that. I've said it all the time. And and in my thinking, it comes and it goes, because I can honestly say, and it's probably because of my father, something, my somebody's watching over me. They say my father's standing behind me. He probably is here right now. I've never really gone without in my life. Even when I didn't really have money, I still got what I needed. I still was able to, I was still abundant. I was still, even, people always to this day, they wonder, how do you get these things and you don't have the money? How were you able to do this and you don't know, blah blah blah, or you don't have this, or you don't have this? I know that I am abundant. I know that it's my birthright. Somewhere in the, and like I said, between my mother with this lack mentality and my father with, you can have what you want. You just got to, it's twisted some kind of with them. But I know this. I'm understanding this. And so and I've understood this for some years now. It's just, back then I didn't know how to get out of it. So I didn't know about inner child. I didn't know about being able to rewrite things. I didn't know about quantum physics and that name, and changing the energy. I didn't know. I knew it, but I didn't know of it as a technicality. I didn't know about it, but I was doing it. I was always doing it, but I did not understand that I was doing it. So I might have done it, and then because of the lack mentality, I might have undone it. Because I didn't actually know the formation. I didn't know the process. I didn't know how to fully decipher the lessons, the information, the knowledge. I didn't understand it. Because knowledge is power. And I've said that many, 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 many years. I understand that. But if you don't have the key or the tools to unlock it and make it plain for you, you struggle with that. You might go one route and then you're going to do another route. And that's interesting, because when Sophia Charles did my first image reading, she told me, you've been doing this, 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 and this. But if you don't deal with the inner child, it's a wrap. I truly believe that. I have access to whatever it is I'm supposed to have. That's my birthright. But because of the programming, it's skewed. So I'll get it, because sometimes I'll see things clearly, like, oh, okay, this is what I need to do. And then when I get ready to act on it, it gets blurry where I can't see it anymore. So I'm kind of floundering. So I'm like, well, but I just saw it. And I know that's what I need, but where did it go? The programming, the lack mentality, the negative feelings of not being worthy, not being good enough. Whether that's from my parents, from my friends, from the men that I've dated, from my family, from school, from college. I really got it in at, I won't name the college I went to. It's closed now. But when I went, that I have my music degree in, those jokers really were, they really drove that stuff in, and I fought them. I remember saying, no, this ain't right. And if I didn't go with the program, if I didn't follow the program, because I can honestly say, in that music department, I was more militant than the other students. I was more militant they knew if I didn't follow the rule, the others weren't going to follow the rule. They were going to give them a hard time. They understood this, the faculty. They understood clearly on that I had more of an established identity of who I was, even though it was floundering. They knew enough about me to know that this one can be a problem. if we don't make her get in line like the others. Programming. I might have to talk about that because I never, that's something new that's coming to me right now. But this programming about this money, we are supposed to be wealthy. There is nothing we should lack. I know that. I know that to the minor DNA, the smallest DNA in my body. I know that I am deserving. I know that everything here, I know is mine. If I want it, I know that it's mine. I understand that. I fully do. And I think the powers that be know that I'm beginning to understand that, because as I talk about this, I don't know if I talked about what happened to me last year, or I didn't specifically talk about it. I think I talked about it, but I didn't go into specifics. Because if you go into chakras, people laugh about, well, I'm not going to get into that. That is behind me. That vibration is not me. I'm not there anymore. But your chakras, your base and your sacral, your base, if those are not right, it's a wrap. Your abundance is going to be off, because your base is who you are. It's being able to stand firmly, knowing who you are. And then your sacral is your creativity. The powers that be understand this. But anyway, now I'm not trying to get into that. However, about a year ago, because it's May now. Yeah, it might be a year ago. I could go back in my notes. I still have that letter. I went to a store, and this is the thing about me. I am the fool. I know it. Because I'm a traveler. I'm ready to go on a new adventure all the time. But on this one day, I was going to the grocery store, and I was totally free. I was just walking. Everything was open. I was just walking. And all of a sudden, because I was totally free and I was totally in my world, for some reason I was distracted, but I noticed I came into where I was supposed to be at the last minute, and what happened was there was water coming out of the ceiling of this establishment. And I walked and I slid. And when I say I slid, if you had seen it on TV, you might have laughed at it, because that's how funny it was. Because I can go back and I can relive it, and I almost want to laugh, but it's not funny, because where I could have fallen was on this wooden beam, and it would have broke my back. It would have messed me up. It would have messed me up totally. However, even though I was falling, I saw where I could have fallen, I twisted, and I put my hand down to break the fall, which saved me from my back, but it caused some other issues. Somebody was trying to break me. There is something I'm supposed to be doing. What it is, I'm not for sure, but and I don't want to be in this frequency of that, but that is the reality of what happened that day. That is the reality of them understanding that I'm finding the keys of knowing that what's my birthright. I know it belongs to me. I know it. I know I'm supposed to have these things. And it's, when you get on your true path, obstacles always come in the way. And whether you're going to push through and push past them, or you're going to roll over and get back in line, those are the tests that will come to you. And I think that's where I am in my life. I think that's where I am with DM. I he's teaching me some stuff. I don't really get mad at him anymore. It's more like, okay, this again. Come on now. I don't really care. I don't care. My attitude is that about it anymore. But I digress. I'm gonna talk about this other thing. It's personal, but I really don't care. I'm an open book. I don't feel the need to hide because I know there are people such as myself, and this is another thing, my ear. As I get closer to whatever it is I'm supposed to be doing, my ears are they're very sensitive, and I've talked about my ear being clogged up, and I went and I got it cleared out and all that other kind of stuff, but it's back blocked again. However, I noticed the other day that I know it's nothing wrong with my ear because the wax is coming out, but it's still like it's like a filter over my ear. It's like a filter where the frequencies that I hear, I plainly hear them clear, but all I need is that little pop of clarity for it to be gone, and I'll hear I'll hear whatever it is I'm supposed to be hearing clearly. They know that too. I don't care. I'm still gonna get it. It's my birthright. I'm gonna have it. So, I'm gonna talk about this. These are the things that I'm dealing with. I'm gonna put. I think for this part too, I'm gonna put wealth, money, wealth, and spirituality, or this money part. I think I'm gonna put money part too, and you'll hear that it's about that. So I'm gonna stop right here with this because, see, there's stuff coming in. I hear it, and I'm pulling out the wax that's stuck. I feel it. Oh, there's that pop. It's like once I pop it, everything will be brighter. It's like a person that's blind or sight has impairment with sight, whereas they can see things, but it's not all the way clear. This side, I'm good. I hear everything, and it's not that I don't hear everything over here. It's just that it's not clear. So I'm beginning to get clarity, and they know this. So, but anyway, let me go. Thank you for stopping by Healing Conversation. I'm hoping that this conversation helps you as well in some type of way, and I'll be back.